Yeah, I'm going to do a bit of a summary here of the stuff that I've actually been doing um, for the last couple of weeks, possibly a bit more than that. And, I had these thoughts and they've been kind of circulating in my mind, no pun intended with all these kind of circles that I'm doing. But I wanted to talk a bit about this kind of the kind of geometry that I've been doing. Actually, I think this is something different, and um, I've always loved geometry. Ever since I was a child, I've always loved geometry, and and it's just kind of it came recently back in kind of into my life type thing. A few years ago, I was watching some other geometry um, by Frankchester, and that kind of revived my interest into this stuff, into into different depths or something like that, you might say. Of course, he's uh, has done some incredible work, and and his geometry deals with like forms and stuff like that, and and I did learn, quite a few things. I learned a few techniques, um, and I didn't want to uh, just kind of copy his work. I wanted to go and and to explore and experiment different the different areas of geometry. It's quite an extensive kind of field, really, and but yeah, I mean, going back to this, um, so this obviously was the latest thing that I did, which I've been trying to do for yeah a couple of years now, maybe a little bit more. I've had these thoughts about trying to reverse engineer pi, and in between the other stuff I've done and the latest stuff I've done here, I think I'm on the right track. Where I've seen a lot of other stuff, people talking about pi and all kinds of different things, and none of them really led to the actual kind of to reverse engineer it. You know, um, some of them are just about memorizing 100 decimal places, and there's all kinds of other kind of theoretical kind of things. Um, but there was I never really found anything substantial, and so that's what kind of got me going on my own and trying to say, hey, maybe you should just take a different angle at these things, a different perspective, and just start to explore and experiment. And yeah, so like I said, between the other stuff that I had already done, which I had posted on a blog in reverse engineering pi, I think that this stuff is pretty significant here as well. Um, I mean, like, what are the odds of this kind of thing happening? Um, where it just happened to be perfectly aligned with the perimeter of a 22 diameter circle, and the radius of 7 just happened to fit perfectly in there, and 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 then the other thing I found the other day was that the side there, I mean, that's exactly 22 degrees, and the kind of very the very the very appearance of the actual symbol itself of pi kind of appeared in here. So there's a number of kind of coincidences that happened here, and so that's what leads me to believe that I was on the right track of trying to reverse engineer pi, and and because it's interesting, but by its definition, it, it they take it back to a very old Greek thing, um, with the symbol saying that it was like a double T type of letter symbol that they had, and that it the what we call pi today actually derived from what the early Greeks called perimeter, which is exactly what that is, right? That's the perimeter, and for this, to fall right on the perimeter, and to have the symbol of pi in there, um, I think that's quite significant, and so I thought that I'm on the right track here anyway, and who knows if I ever find other stuff or not. That is unforeseen at this time. But so that was one thing, and this, of course, was another where I found all these little compass measurements within that kind of a template, and I think that this too is a different way of approaching geometry, which I have not seen before. And I also think that this has a lot of relevance, and I think I'm just kind of scratching the surface here. And I also think that this is not something new. This is just something that I happen to have stumbled upon and rediscovered, is the way I feel about it. Like, I think they knew this stuff a long time ago. It's just been lost in history. And as more time goes on, the every civilization and all that, it gets more advanced, right, at a kind of a gradual level, with some peaks here and there. And the more advanced you get, the more kind of irrelevant this stuff becomes. And but I think that it is still relevant, and I think that it's I've kind of started something here, which is a different approach to geometry, and some people might get some different ideas and go off exploring things in a similar fashion, and go on to end up finding other kind of stuff, which includes the reverse engineering of pi. I feel as if I think I have opened the possibility for these things to happen, and so yeah, those are my thoughts on geometry, and and I think that these are different approaches in terms of today, but at the same time, I think that these things are to be rediscovered. Um, the same thing. I took a different approach there. That might actually give somebody some other kind of ideas. And there was this one that was kind of unique. I thought that was kind of cool, where the cross led to forming of the hexagon, and then the cross plus the hexagon produced a perfect decagon. And just to go into other stuff, there was a bit of little bit of geo art, if you want to call it. That was another one there. I didn't fill that in any kind of color, but I thought that was really kind of cool looking pattern, which I was thinking about the 3, 4, 5 triangle actually when I did this, and what I did was I scribed from 3 inches, and then from 4 inches, and then from 5 inches, and I did that from 4 sides, and that produced that pattern. So it was a kind of a neat looking, kind of artistic kind of geometry. You know, if anyone's interested. What else was there? That was this one. This one is the kind of the Vesica Pisces of 2 7s, right? The 2 kind of circles, which you see on the MasterCard symbol. But this one I did with the 2 7s, and you know, it's got a bit of an artistic thing to it. And I think that's it. Yeah, I just wanted to just share a few things, and talk a bit about what I've been doing, and yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's next here. Like I said before, I'm limited to what I can do here. I need to get some other things, you know, in order, and hopefully, you know, when I move, I'll have a proper work area and stuff like that I can actually do better presentations. So. Yeah, I think I've said all that I wanted to say, and this is just a summary of the last couple of weeks, and I wanted to talk a bit about my thoughts on geometry.